Hello, this is Photography Gamer, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm reviewing Resident Evil Resistance for the PS4. Resident Evil Resistance is an online multiplayer game developed by Capcom and NeoBards Entertainment Limited. The game comes as part of the Resident Evil 3 remake release. Each match features 5 players, 4 being survivors and 1 being the mastermind who has to stop the survivors escaping. Survivors have to find keys to unlock secure doors in order to reach the next phase of the match. The mastermind has more of a management role and views proceedings through the security cameras around the level. Masterminds can spawn zombies, traps and various other things in their attempts to kill the survivors. You can also take direct control of zombies and attack the other players personally. There are a variety of playable characters including Resident Evil favourites like Jill Valentine. Capcom have yet to announce if the game will be free to play in future, but it seems likely that this will be the case, but for now it's just for Resident Evil 3 players. So what is the game like to play? Well, if you're playing as a survivor, it's a much easier game to get into. You start out with a basic weapon and 3 teammates to help you escape. The levels are fairly small but well structured and quite maze-like. As you progress through the match, you can buy items from the safe rooms to improve your survival chances. You can also get infected with the virus, and if you don't medicate yourself, you'll turn into a zombie. But you can remedy this and your health with the classic herbs from the previous Resident Evil series games. So for survivors, it's a crazy race against time to find the keys and survive the zombie onslaught sent by the mastermind. If you run out of time, you die and the mastermind wins the match. The Mastermind Role has a more hands-off style of gameplay. You can place zombies, traps and other obstacles as and when you choose. You can turn off the lights or just lure the survivors into a false sense of security, then blitz them with everything you've got. Personally, I prefer the survivor gameplay as it was more fun collaborating with other people, but if you're a lone wolf, then the Mastermind Role will be perfect for you. Another good feature is the inclusion of tutorials and practice areas if you want to learn the ropes in a stress-free environment. One slight issue with the game at present is the small player base. Matchmaking does take a long time and I experienced sometimes 5-minute waiting times or even more, but I think in the last few days I've been playing it's gone down to about 1 or 2, maybe 3 minutes, so it seems like maybe more people are playing it now. I'm sure this will be remedied in time because they'll probably make it free to play because it feels like a free to play game, but at the moment you do have to wait a little bit of time, but you know, it's not too long. Overall, Resistance is a bit of light relief really, and it's a game that has a lot of potential. It's fun at times, but a couple of weeks of playing I did start to lose interest. The premise is definitely interesting though, and I think with some fine tuning here and there, this could be a sleeper hit. But for now, it's just a simple arcade style game to play online with friends, especially if you're all into Resident Evil. The graphics do the job just fine. They're probably not as high level as the main game, but they're still very good and I didn't really experience any sort of performance issues, maybe a bit of glitching here and there, but it is an online game so that's to be expected. The sound, music and voice are pretty good overall, with the only issue being the gun sound effects all being a little bit soft and lacking any real punch. Okay, what's good and what's bad? What's good? It's a fun multiplayer game for Resident Evil fans. The premise is interesting and it's easy to pick up whether you're playing as a survivor or mastermind, and the audio is very good in general. What's bad? After a couple of weeks, the novelty does start to wear off. The game has a small player base and very long waiting times in matchmaking, and it's a bit of a simplistic and repetitive game in nature. So what's the verdict? Resident Evil Resistance is a game primarily for fans of the Resident Evil franchise. It's mildly entertaining and good honest fun for the most part, but if you're not a Resident Evil fan, then there really isn't a great deal to get excited about here. Once you've played all the levels and tried all the survivors and the mastermind gameplay, there really isn't much else there to get excited about. But in time, I'm sure they're going to add more levels, more playable characters. I mean, I know they just added the Nemesis. Maybe I think this game is going to be a long-term project from Capcom because they're going to remake all the Resident Evils, so they're going to probably add all the characters from the remakes to this game. At the moment, it's fairly enjoyable, but it didn't really blow me away or anything. So my score for Resident Evil Resistance is 7.5 out of 10. Okay, that was the review. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. This is Photography Gamer signing off. Thank you.